Sawadee My name is Ploy Nopchanok Thongpapai. Today, my team and I would like to introduce you to our study of observations of dugongs and its ecological system in Trang Province, southern Thailand, further conservation and management. In Thailand, dugongs are critically endangered and listed as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List. On our poster, there is a picture of research team, and the objective of our study is observations of dugongs and its ecological system in Trang Province, southern Thailand. On our poster, there is a map of our study area in Trang, and there are seagrass surrounding it. The methodology that we use for our research are direct observations. We found a lot of seagrass species, sample plot, in-depth interview, and questionnaires. Then, we took action and went down to Trang to plant buoys to prevent boats from colliding into dugongs. Now, I would like to pass it on to my teammates to present our research in details. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Sawadee Our research title is Observations of Dugong and its Ecological System in Trang Province, southern Thailand, further conservation and management. So why are we doing this research? Dugongs are globally vulnerable on the IUCN Red List, as you can see here. And also, there is lack of demanding management of dugongs' habitat between the local authorities and the local villagers. So the taxonomy of dugong it is in the phylum of Chordata. It is in the it is in the order of Sirenia, and its scientific name is Dugon. So our objectives of conducting our study is to study the current situation of dugongs and its ecological system in the area of Trang. Our second objective is to analyze and collect data, which we will use to further create conservation recommendations. And our third objective is to inform and encourage the Thai public using systematical environmental education. Our study area is in Bong in Dugongs, which is in the south of Thailand, as you can see in this map here. This map is Bong, and pretty much why we chose to study in this area is the reason is because in this area it is inhabited by the most number of dugongs because of the seagrass patches that surround the area of Bong. In conducting our research, we use 4 different methods. Our first method is sample plot, where we created this 1 square meter quadrat, as you can see in this diagram here. And within that 1 square meter quadrat, we looked for different density of seagrass species and also the density of seagrass beds in the area. Our second method of conducting our research is by direct observation, where we did multiple deep dives, as we see in this photo, and we also did observation from higher altitude using a camera-equipped drone, as you can see here. With direct observation, we pretty much observe for dugong behaviors and also the biodiversity of seagrass species and other marine species in the area. Our third method of conducting our research is by in-depth interview, where we interviewed dugong experts, which can include the village representatives or local NGOs or government authorities. In this picture here, we are conducting our research with a local NGO in the area. Our fourth and final method of conducting a research is by questionnaire, which we went to 41 different households in the area of Motanoi village. Well, we chose this village because they pretty much live in the same area as where dugongs are inhabited, where there are seagrass beds in the area. And I will pass it on.
Before the actual fieldwork, we also conducted a preliminary study or a pre-survey in an aim to discover a potential village, specific study area for questionnaires, interviews, and also direct observation. During our research, we received a report of 2 dugong deaths. What makes this report very depressing for us is because Trang can be considered as the capital city of dugongs with the most dugongs living in Trang Province. However, we are still receiving these news of dugong deaths, not because of natural causes, but because of us, humans. In terms of the results from the sample plot, we conducted sample plots in an area called Bun Khong Bay, which is a seagrass replantation area where seagrass used to be destroyed because of human activities, but the seagrass were replanted, and according to our results, the seagrass coverage usually accounts around 50%, meaning that it suggests that seagrass replantation is successful and can be implemented in other areas where seagrass is destroyed. For our direct observation underwater, we discovered a total number of 6 different species of seagrass, which is almost the half of the entire number of seagrass species found in Thailand, which is 13. We also discovered this species of seagrass called Halophila ovalis, which is Dugong's main diet. Direct observation from the boat, we sighted a total number of 12 Dugong sightings, most in an area called Lam Panyang on Got Libong. From our questionnaires, we processed the data using the SPSS program, and this pie chart represents the natives' perspectives upon Dugong's extinction and the impact they may cause on the marine environment. And 46%, or almost half of the entire population that we surveyed, considered Dugong's extinction causing a high impact on the marine environment, which suggests that the locals living near Dugong's habitat do value the existence of dugongs in their habitat. Also, this bar graph shows native suggestions upon accounting the dugong threats that occur. So, coming at number 1 and number 2, villages think that enforcing and banning certain use of fishing equipment in seagrass habitat or dugong's habitat will solve the threats. And what this statistics show is that villages living near dugong's habitat do want to conserve dugongs. However, they still need guidance and cooperation from government authorities and the support from public participation. From the results from our investigation, the results show that these 2 dugongs that died are related. They are a mother and a son. The carcass was stored at Ratchamonkon University for further investigation. However, a lesson that we learned from this case is that even though dugong's population is slightly increasing, however, cases like this, which is caused by human activities, are still occurring. We have 3 main recommendations for conservation of dugongs, including the first one is to conduct further scientific research and also to incorporate environmental education specifically about dugongs into schools in Trang Province to raise awareness and bring the importance of seagrass beds and dugongs to the people in Trang Province, and also to mark and indicate dugong feeding areas and seagrass beds to prevent collision between the boats and the dugongs. In order to monitor dugong's situation, according to our research, it is perceived that local communities in the area can cooperate with government authorities to plan sea routes for sailors to decrease the impact boat causes on seagrass bed and dugongs, and also they have the ability to launch patrol attempts. Since they will always do fishery activities near dugong's habitat, they can easily do patrol near the area, watching out for any human activities that can cause negative impacts on the dugongs. And to support these conservation attempts, we need you, or the public participation that will support them in terms of financial costs that these conservation strategies require. And that is our research in the aim to conserve dugongs. ขอบคุณครับ